Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. A mother in rural Kenya rises at dawn. The mist is still very heavy over her small dairy shed. She pours fresh milk from her cow into a cup. The steam rising in the chilly morning air. That milk is alive, rich with nutrients, ready to nourish. Now, imagine a different scene. Somewhere in a factory, thousands of miles away, milk is blasted with heat hotter than a desert wind. So hot it will scald your tongue instantly. It is sealed in a box, lined with layers of paper, plastic, and foil, and stamped with an expiry date 9 months away. That milk will sit on a supermarket shelf for seasons before it ever meets your lips. These are the two worlds of milk that we live with in Africa today. Fresh pasteurized milk and long life UHT milk. And our choices between them shape not just our taste buds, but our long-term health. 4 countries, 4 milk stories. Kenya. Here, milk is a part of the daily life. In towns and in cities, fresh pasteurized milk still sits in many breakfast cups, but UHT is gaining ground. For busy households or far-flung shops, long-life milk feels like a blessing, a convenience. You don't need a fridge, and it won't go bad for months. Plus, it's cheap. Nigeria. Fresh milk is a rare guest. Most Nigerians know milk as powdered or canned or sweetened. Without a strong dairy cold chain, fresh milk struggles to survive the journey from cow to cup. People reach for what's available and what's affordable, even if it's not the healthiest. South Africa. Here, a powerful cold chain hums quietly in the background. Trucks with chilled compartments, fridges in many stores, fresh pasteurized milk is easy to find and people prefer it. UHT is still there, but usually as a backup, not the main act. Egypt. Egyptian kitchens know both worlds. Fresh milk from local farms and UHT or powdered milk for convenience. Imports fill the gaps when demand rises. Urban families increasingly choose the long life packs, especially when life is fast-paced. Why do companies prefer long life milk? If milk were a traveler, fresh pasteurized milk would be the sprinter, fast, energetic, but needing constant attention and a smooth path. UHT milk would be the marathoner, slow, steady, able to go the distance without rest. For companies, UHT is cheaper to move and less risky. No need for constant refrigeration. Less spoilage. Longer shelf life means more time to sell. Powdered milk is even easier. Light to transport, quick to store, no fear of it ever going bad. The heart of the matter is this: fresh versus long life milk. Here's where the science gets personal. Fresh pasteurized milk, treated gently, heated, just enough to chase away harmful bacteria, like a warm bath that cleans without stripping the skin. Most of the vitamins, B2, folate, B12, stay intact. The proteins keep their natural shape. The flavor is still the flavor of a farm morning. UHT milk is another story. It's blasted with heat as fierce as a kiln, around 140 degrees centigrade for a few seconds. That's enough to kill almost every microbe, making it safe for months without a fridge. But imagine a fresh vegetable roasted until it shrivels. Yes, it's still food, but some of its life is gone. Heat sensitive vitamins fed, proteins bend out of shape, taste changes. Cooked, slightly caramelized because of a chemical browning reaction, the same one that gives toast its crust. In many well regulated countries, UHT milk is just milk and heat. But in parts of Africa where regulations can be lax, some long life milks carry extra helpers in the box, stabilizers to keep it from separating, emulsifiers to keep the texture smooth, phosphates to keep it looking fresh. Think of these additives like polite but overstaying guests. They seem harmless at first, but over time, they may start rearranging the furniture in your body. Some emulsifiers can irritate the gut lining, starting low-grade inflammation. Phosphates in excess can put strain on your kidneys and even weaken bones. Over years, these tiny nudges can snowball into health issues that you never connect back to the milk in your tea. But that's the case. Fresh pasteurized milk wins. Fresh pasteurized milk. If you're in government, support farmers and refrigeration infrastructure so that fresh milk isn't a luxury for the few, but a staple for all. Long life milk has its place in emergencies, in travel, in remote villages. But it should never replace the milk that still remembers the warmth of the cow. Fresh, pasteurized milk is as close as most city dwellers will get to the cow's gift. It gives you more of what milk was meant to offer: calcium in its most usable form, vitamins still largely intact, proteins that your body recognizes and digests easily. It may not last as long in the fridge, but what it gives you in nutrition outweighs what it asks of you in care. If you can choose fresh pasteurized milk. If you run a dairy company, invest in the cold chain that makes fresh milk possible. If you're in government, support farmers and refrigeration infrastructure so that fresh milk isn't a luxury for the few, but a staple for all. Long life milk has its place in emergencies, in travel, in remote villages. But it should never replace the milk that still remembers the warmth of the cow.